Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Scorpio. You are getting a second time Gemini Sun, giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. So the communication between duality, masculine, feminine, in a relationship, or between yourself, right? And the transformation that we daily experience by looking at someone and recognizing yourself in their face is what always the lovers is all about, right? So the 6th major arcana and the 13th major arcana, the 6, the hexagram, and of course here the 10, the wheel of fortune, plus the 3, the empress, creates the 4, and the 4 is the emperor. So then you can lead yourself deeper into yourself, because we're going to the left, we're going to your new moon, and that's why the card is to the left, right? Otherwise I would place it here. And then he looks at them, right? Here he looks away from them, and they are very consumed in what they're doing right there. But I also want you to know, here, when you look from the outside, he looks to the left. But when I place the card on me and I become the card and I look down, he looks to the right. So this is the message a second time, Gemini Sun, right? Here you can have a look at the message. And the message was, your intuition is your guide while Pluto stays 20 years in Aquarius. I remember that was a very, very cool reading, right? Because I love when that happens. I love when there is a sign, right, of Pluto, which is ruling you, right? You are ruled by Pluto, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So in the tarot, Mercury is the magician. We're going to look at the magician. And here with you, Pluto is the last judgment, the number 20. The magician, the number 1, and then the 20. And so we're going to look into Pluto. Then we're going to look into the sun and into the moon and into the court card. So I changed my reading style a little bit, just that you know. I made it a little bit more simplistic. Here the yoga position for Gemini is King Pigeon pose. Very intense, reaching back with the arms and the hands to the feet, opening the heart there, because the arms are the body part for Gemini. You are Scorpio. You are Scorpio pose. You're letting go. You open your hips. You're thrusting your hips into the wings of the phoenix transformation. And of course you're the sex organs, right? And so it's really interesting, because Scorpio pose is one of the most difficult poses there is. And so you understand, right, the message through the transformation. It's really just kind of like la petite mort, the little death, right? What the orgasm is. So this today, Sun in Gemini, a second time a message. What is important in your relationship, and we're gonna see what is coming through you. Gemini is the communication. When I look at someone else, I see myself. And Gemini is also the 3rd house of communication and interaction. Then you are here, Scorpio, the mystic, right? You with your tail, you sting. And as a court card, you are here in Hermann Handel's tarot, Odin. Odin, who's hanging on the tree of life, pointing at the rune alphabet. Very mystical, very huge transformation that you go through, and you're the 8th house of transformation and secrets. You, the one that investigates into the secrets. You want to know, right? Mercury is all about language and mind. Pluto is all about shadow side and mystic. And of course, sun and moon, we get through the sun, the personality that we show into the world, and through the moon, we get our feelings and our subconscious. In the Hermann Handel Tarot, we see that the lovers look like this. Very mysterious, that's why I gave you the deck, right? Because it's very mysterious, Hermann Handel's Tarot. And you see the face of Capricorn, right? Because Capricorn, the 15th major arcana, when we calculate it together, we get a 6. You see the 5 and the 1, and so that's exactly what Capricorn has as well, but he has also an X, the 10, the 5, and the 1. So when we calculate together, we get, of course, the 6. And so Capricorn is the attachment. Here they're free, here they're inspired. In Capricorn, they're attached to some of their really desires and earthly belongings here. Good, so we begin the reading. We begin with you as a court card, and you get the 9 of Cups here through the King of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is the completion, is the material happiness that you pointing at through the rune alphabet. And this is connected with the constellation Jupiter in Pisces, and you see the well flowing, and all the cups are really, as you can see, here are 4 and here are 4, and the 1 cup is getting nourished from a higher consciousness, and that's the most important energy that you need to feed. And so you, as the 8th house or the 8th zodiac sign, and the 9 is the 17, and the 17 is the star, and the star is Aquarius, and Aquarius is really the new age that we're moving into. And then the 8 is left, so the 9 gives itself up, and the 8 you is left, but you pointing at this material happiness. And I'm really happy for you that you have this material happiness. Now we're going to look into the Magician. The Magician is Mercury, right? And the Magician here is Earth. And Earth can grow when there is water. We have the 17, and we had here a 1717, and that's an 8-8. And the 8-8, 2 times 8, you are recognizing the inspiration, the creativity in the 8, in the infinite. And she's looking at you. She's literally saying, yes, become creative. Flow. Flow, because the 17 turns into an 8. Then I wanted to see through the Mother Peace Tarot what is bringing you this oracle card, and it's here Justice. And Justice in the Mother Peace Tarot is the number 8. In some decks it's the number 11, but here it's the 8. So you get an 8-8 portal, but the card is reverse. Now you see these women standing here on the tree and taking its energy. And she is here at the spring, and she's taking the source the same way, taking its source the same way this source is flowing. But it came reverse, right? Remember, when it's reverse, it's somehow a little stuck. Maybe you thinking too much about something, right? But nevertheless, you have another source. You have 2 times the source now that is letting you know, never get attached to anything. Always liberate yourself. Always find the freedom within anything. Now, what is Gemini saying here through his deck? The Light Seer Tarot, we have the 8 of Cups. And so there's an 8-8, 8 portal, 3 times 8. How powerful. And the 8 was left here, 4 times the 8. The heart is the most important aspect in our journey. How do I feel? What do I want in life? And what do I walk away? She walks from 8 to the 9 of Cups. And so 9 and 8 cups altogether are 17 cups, and the 8 is left as well. So you are really here inspired by the 8. The 8 is literally saying there is something, because here this is Saturn in Pisces, and this was Jupiter in Pisces, right? And so Saturn is the world, and the world makes us go further, right? You have this happiness, but it's in the completion, right? You need to learn more, so that's maybe why also you see the injustice more, you see the 8, and then you say, okay, I gotta, for the earth, go to places that I haven't been before and see what comes up there. So altogether you have here the 8, right? The 8 is literally like, okay, the infinite is talking to you. So observe and watch. Then we're going to look into Pluto, right? Pluto is bringing you here the last judgment, and you can see here the 72. The message here is leech, the emotional bleeding. So, right, since this was reversed, maybe we need to look into that. What is bleeding here, right? What kind of injustice is bleeding? And the 72, the 7 is the emotional intelligence, plus the 2, the high priestess. Together the 9, then there is a 9-9. So I'm going to read you this card. These are really beautiful. The grim harvest seeking balance, profound heart wound bleeding, grief pouring, emotions soaring, tears raining down ceaselessly, pain after pain after pain, and you can't explain it away. Feel it, bleed it, pour it all out until you and it are almost broken from exhaustion. Now see how clearing pain makes space for new treasures deeper in your heart. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is so powerful. Right? So this was the dark message, and then here it's like, there it is. And these are the rune alphabets, right? And you are the one that found the rune alphabets. So this is a very important message for you, a 9-9 portal, but I wanted to see what is coming here through the mother piece, and the mother piece is bringing you the magician. And the magician brought you the earth, and the earth is bleeding, the earth is suffering. The earth is what is talking here, and the injustice that some people face in this world because of prejudice, of I don't know what it is in people's mind, but we have the 9 and the 1, which becomes now a 10. And the 10 is a new cycle. The 10 is the wheel of fortune that is in the 10 of the 13. So know that there is healing, but he's also reverse. So when it's reverse, it's like not there yet, maybe, right? Coming, happening. So the 10, but I wanted to see what your deck is bringing. And it's the 4 of stones. And the 4 of stones is the earth and connected with the constellation Sun in Capricorn. So the 10 and the 4 is the 14, which is temperance, which is bringing things into a balance. And temperance is not anymore 2 people, it's the souls are interconnecting, it's the souls that are talking. So the 14 turns into the 5, and the 5 are the 5 senses, are the 5 difficulties. But remember also, this is Sun in Capricorn, and Capricorn is here looking at you, right? The attachment, and it's above the woman. They made her, of course, the evil, but she's not really evil. She's just very inviting the male into the sexual union. Otherwise, he would not feel like it, right? And it's a necessary thing. It's nothing evil. And Capricorn for me is the attachment. It's just we are attached. There's no real figure. So the 14 is then calculated together the 5. So I wanted to see what your deck is bringing, and it's the 4 of stones. The 4 of stone is the earth, is Sun in Capricorn. And remember, Sun in Capricorn, we saw Capricorn here above the female, right? She is the one that is inviting the male to mate with her. So here we have 4 and 1, the 5, and here the 9 is the 14, and the 14 turns into the 5. So the 5 senses are holding you here, prisoner, a little bit, And you see that the earth is literally saying, yeah, there are a lot of injustice that are happening to me. There are a lot of negative things that are happening to me. And that's why you need to emotionally walk away, right? Okay, then we look into the moon. And the moon is bringing you the joyful news. And the 33, immediately a portal. And you have a 3 in the 13. So you understand the 3 really well. She is the Empress. She gives birth to the new. Give birth to a new way of happiness, of fun, right? And the joyful news is an inspiration that can come in many ways. So the 33 is, of course, then through the secret brotherhood of the tarot, right, is the state of consciousness that we can reach. We have 33 vertebrae, right? It's the spine, and that's where the energy rises. Now, the Mother Peace Tarot brings you the 10 of discs. And the 10 of discs reverse is again the sign that something is not totally flowing. Something is not totally in the magic. Because remember, the earth is here with the magician, right? The exact energy. So the 17 and the 1 is the 18. In your subconscious, you know that the earth is bleeding. The earth is bleeding big time. And the emotional bleeding is heavy. It's really heavy because that's what death is an emotional bleeding. So the 10, the reverse here, Mercury in Virgo, is literally bringing you a new cycle. A new child is born. Here are 10 people standing in a circle. Here are 2 women helping the woman who gives birth to the new energy that is bringing happiness to the people. So altogether, with the baby, there are 14 people, right? And we had the 14 with Pluto. Pluto, the one that is bringing you the mystical side. And so the 10 is here left. But I wanted to see what is your deck bringing, and it's the Hermit. So the 9 here to the 9 of Cups, and the 10 and the 9 is the 19, which is the Sun. The Sun through Gemini is giving you a beautiful message a second time, because you already had Gemini Sun and Scorpio Moon. So Gemini is bringing you a beautiful message. The 9 and the 10 is the 10 in the end. A new cycle you can start, because the Hermit is, of course, the one that understands that everything comes and goes. There's nothing that cannot be explained, right? There's always a secret that can be discovered, but everything has an explanation. Everything has a reason for being here. And so the 10 and the 33 is in a way the message here. Then we look into the Sun, and the Sun is bringing you now, as that extroverted energy through Gemini, the rain. The 35, and of course the 35 is then the 3, the Empress, and the 5, the Hierophant, or the 5 senses, and then the 8. So again, you have an 8, right? At the beginning you had like 4 or 5 8s. Now you have 6 8s. The third eye, very important, always the third eye. This is where the lovers, the 6, they have here the hexagram in between them. And it's beautiful, right? The third eye, it's like that inner knowledge, it's that inner seeing. And you see here the rain is making things grow. And the Mother Peace Tarot is giving you the 4 of Cups. So here you have 9 cups, and 4 cups is 13 cups. So you're going through an emotional transformation, but you also had 8 cups. So we had 8 and 9, 17 cups. 17 plus 4 is 21, and the 21 is the world. Understand that emotionally we come here to learn and to move away from things that don't make sense. And here this card is reversed as well. All the cards that are here to explain the oracle cards are reversed, all of them, all 4, right? Remember, justice. And so there is no justice right now in the world, the Magician, People don't believe in magic. A lot of money that a group can share with each other. Not many exists like a group like that. And now the Four of Cups, a woman that is carrying here the 2 cups, but the other 2 she had to leave here, so she's here with 4 cups. And reverse, it's like, okay, the 8 and the 2 is the 12, the Hanged Man, letting go, reversing, like you did here. Sometimes we gotta let go of things so that we understand that the 21, right, the 21 cups here is 3 cups in the end. That the Empress is very important. She's the one that gives birth. She's the one that gives birth to the next generation. And the richness is not something we should hold on to. The richness is something that we should share with each other. And so I wanted to see what Gemini is bringing, and it's the 6 of Wands. And there you stand, gloriously knowing that you did it. For some reason you did something right, and you understand that doing something right is good. Now I'm just seeing that we had 10 pentacles and 14 pentacles. Again, the 14. The temperance, right? The evolution of Gemini, because Gemini is opposite of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is temperance, is Jupiter. And so you're learning through the 14 that the 5 senses are bringing you difficulties so that you can awaken. Awaken to self-empowerment. And the 6, of course, here is connected with the Lovers, right? Stand up and know that you can unite deep within, and you can be standing up there. And that's why some people are enormously successful, because they have found deep within the happiness, a true happiness, the 9 of Cups. And so when we calculate all this together, right, we get the 4, we get the 6, and the 4 is a 10. The 10 and the 18 is the 18, and that's the subconscious, that's the moon. The moon is letting you know, look deep within, understand what makes you stand up like a winner, right? What makes you stand up into this world, because this is connected with Jupiter in Leo, and Leo is like, here I am, right? I'm expressing myself. I'm expressing my happiness, my emotional happiness, the rain, because this 8 is also water, right? And this little plant is here growing inside of you. And remember, here she gave birth, and giving birth is like, that's the new generation. And that new generation we need, because without it we cannot really continue the cycle, right? So all oracle cards, here is the first one, here's the second one, here is the third one, and here is the fourth one. So we have here Mercury, Jupiter, here we have the moon and the sun. And so, yes, the world is bleeding, but new life is coming. New muses are coming, joyful muses are coming, giving this world the new generation. And so be inspired by that, right? Know that sometimes things get negative. It's part of the cycle of life. But there's always then at the end again the beauty in letting go of something that just doesn't make sense. Letting go of this injustice, letting go of that people don't believe in a certain magic, right? Letting go of that some people are so enormously rich, it's almost painful to watch what they're actually doing with it. And then also this 4 of Cups, right? Knowing that you sometimes are a little bit bored. And you have to figure out, right, how to not get sucked into that negative game. And then, of course, we also want to see at all the good that this life has, right? That you're walking towards something that makes you more happy. That you want to have a little bit more of a stability, right? It's the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Stones. It's kind of like a 44 portal that is letting you know you need to see where is the happiness, where is the establishment, the completion of the Hermit, right? And then of course the Nine of Cups, that happiness, a happiness that no one can explain, right? And of course also standing up here and showing to the people who you truly are or can be. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Cancer. Then we get the emotional intelligence, the number 7. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.